1.
Good afternoon and welcome all to the April 21st, 2021 virtual meeting of Challenge Historic Business District Commission. My name is Daniel Silver and I am the current chairman of the commission. Hopefully this meeting will unfold as follows. As soon as the Central Permitting Coordinator, Sarah Clark, reads the governor's directive concerning these meetings, we will do a virtual roll call of the members who will be reviewing the applications this afternoon. The first order of business will be the minutes, and as soon as those are approved, we'll move right on to the application. And when your application is read by our clerk, we just ask that you speak up and make your presence known. Thank you. All right. So, Sarah, can you start us off?
Please note this meeting is being recorded and will be available shortly hereafter for scheduled and on-demand viewing on any smartphone or tablet device. If anyone else is recording the meeting, please notify the chairman. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 18, and the Governor's March 23, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Historic Business District Commission is being conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings as provided for in the order. A reminder that persons who would like to listen to the meeting while in progress may do so by calling the phone number 1-508-945-4410, conference ID 367-571-820#. Despite our best efforts, we may not be able to provide for real-time access, and we will post a record of this meeting on the town's website as soon as possible.
Thank you, Sarah. As I said, we'll now do a roll call of the members who are present. I will start off with our Vice Chair, Darcy Sequin.
Darcy Sequin is here.
And our clerk, Sam Stribert.
Sam Stribert is here.
All right. And Robert Burns, a regular member, is not going to be with us, I understand. But we do have our first alternate, Doug Grattan.
Doug Grattan is here.
And our second alternate, Steve DuBois.
Steve DuBois is here.
As I said, my name is Dan Silver. I'm the chairman. I am present, obviously. All right, on to the minutes. And those are of the ones that we need to approve are of April 7th, I believe. Are there any comments or amendments you'd like to make to the meeting, folks?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Second. Sam Stribert.
Okay, we have a motion. Okay, we have a motion to accept and a second. So, all right, we'll go right on to the voting. Darcy?
Darcy Sequin approves.
Sam?
Sam Stribert approves.
Doug Grattan?
Doug Grattan approves.
Steve DuBois?
Steve DuBois approves.
Dan Silver approves as well. Very good. So those are out of the way, folks. Moving right on to our first application, Sam.
The first application is for a sign, 21-028, the Hopkins Gallery, care of Patricia Hopkins. Application to install a wall sign on the structure located at 2624 Main Street.
All right, Patricia's here. I see her.
If
Would you like to explain what you're up to?
If I could just add that the sign coordinators, the central permit coordinator noticed that the sign is larger than what is allowed and will be required to seek approval from the Sign Code Appeals Committee under the sign bylaw.
Very good. You're aware of that, Patricia? You have to hit your unmute.
You're muted.
Just hit the little speaker.
Oh, speak.
Yep.
Can you find the little speaker, Pat? The little mic?
It's a little mic with an arrow line through it. Just pass your thing over. It's over middle of the screen.
She had it for a second, I think.
Oh,
There we go. That's it.
There you go.
Good. Okay.
All right, hi, Pat, welcome.
Hi.
You're
Uh,
hanging by your toes on the corner of the life ship there.
Oh, yeah, really.
All righty, so what can you tell us about the sign? What you up to?
Well, basically, the reason for the sign is that I want people who are driving by to know that I'm there. I don't think a lot of people, even in the parking lot, are aware that there's a gallery. They think I'm just sort of, I don't know, part of Christmas joy. So it's just as that large, so people can see it from the road. But I guess it's too big.
Well, you're not that far from the road, but let's find out what they think about the sign itself, the colors and the font and so forth and so on. All righty? We'll go through. Darcy, would you like to start us off?
Sure. The blue chip that you gave us, Pat, is that the same blue that's on your sign out front
Yes.
on the
Yes,
ground
it
sign?
is.
Okay. Okay. No, that looks good. And I don't know if you heard Dan say that if you go to the sign appeals board, you might be able to get the size that you want, which I would be fine with.
Okay.
Okay,
But
Darcy?
Yep, I'm all set. Thank you.
as of now, you're saying it's too big.
According to the sign code, it is, yes. You would have to go to an appeals board, yep.
How is it too big? Is it too big across or height wise?
Sarah.
Mr. Chairman, would you like me to clarify?
Yes, please do, yeah.
So this particular piece of property was part of the rezoning that happened in 2016, where this changed from a small business zoning district to an R20 zoning district. So any signage larger than 1 square foot, which would not require a permit, would be required to seek relief from the Sign Code Appeals Committee. Ms. Hopkins is currently scheduled to be heard at the May 27th meeting. So she has already applied, and any signage is non-conforming for the zoning district because it is now underlying R20.
Okay, do you understand, Pat?
Right. I think I do. Thank you.
Well, it's been rezoned, so anything essentially over a 1 foot square sign that might say exit or entrance
Right.
would need approval from the sign board.
Okay.
All right, and that definitely is over 1 foot, so.
Okay. Well, I'm signed up to
But
speak.
Sarah says you're already applied, so your hearing is coming up shortly.
Right.
So I just give it we can approve the style of the sign and write them a letter that, we approve the style, the font, colors, and maybe that'll help.
That would be
Why don't we go through that?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Sam.
the regulations for residential zones. 1 single or double face sign per dwelling unit advertised as an allowed home occupation or profession shall not exceed 6 square feet. So the calculation is made that this is 10 square feet by being, and it's not, it's actually, I've calculated a little less. Like it was, not it's almost a little bigger than 7 square feet. So you should definitely go to the zoning board of appeals with every reason why this sign is appropriate for this house, this store. And the fact that you're set back a long way from Main Street is in your favor, and that it's a part of what was a quaint town center, South Chatham, but it was voted to be residential, knowing full well that those commercial interests in there could go to the zoning board of appeals for relief. And you're certainly warranted it, and this is a fine sign.
Thank you.
So why don't we move along so that we can get your sign approved, perhaps get your sign approved and send them a letter to help you. All right, Darcy, you're all set, right?
I'm all set, thank you.
Sam, do you have any comments about the sign itself?
Did you say me? The sign itself is very, very nicely proportioned. I love the little arc on the top, and it fits well with the symmetry of the building itself. So I think she should be lauded for a well-crafted sign.
All righty.
Thank you.
Doug?
I like the sign. I have no questions.
All right, Steve?
The sign is fine. I have no questions.
All right, did someone just speak up? Someone want to be recognized? No? Okay, I have no problems with the sign either. I think the colors and the shape and the font's all great. Looks great to me. All right. So, if there are no further comments or questions, someone want to make a motion?
Doug Grant will make a motion under signs, application 21-028, the Hopkins Gallery, care of Patricia Hopkins. Application to install a wall sign on the structure located at 2624 Main Street as presented.
Very good.
Darcy
All right, is there a second?
Darcy Sequin will second the motion.
All right, motion has been made and seconded. Now let's see if there's any further last minute comments or questions. Sam?
No questions.
Okay, Darcy Sequin?
No questions.
Okay, Doug Grattan?
Doug Grattan, no questions.
Steve DuBois?
I just have one question. I'm wondering if should we add something to the motion that we're going to send a favorable opinion to the ZBA, or we don't have to do that?
Anyways. Yeah,
Okay.
We'll just do it anyways. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. All right, and I have no further questions. So you ready to vote? Okay, folks. Darcy?
Darcy Sequin in favor.
All right, Sam Stryber?
Sam Stryber in favor.
Okay, Doug Grattan?
Doug Grattan in favor.
Steve DuBois?
Steve DuBois is in favor.
Dan Silver is in favor as well, and we will send that letter along. Very good. Excellent. Congratulations, Pat. Good luck with your other hearing.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Have a great evening.
You
Stay well.
Bye.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
we have another sign, 21-031, Odin K. Smith, care of Eastward Companies. Application to install a ground sign located at 895 Main Street.
Yes, and I think we have someone, we have a representative here, do we?
Do,
Susan?
Susan Ledoux. How are you?
Hi, Sue.
From Eastford Companies.
Yes.
Yeah,
What
we
can
own
you
the,
tell us about the ground sign?
well, we own the property at 895 Main Street. And Odin Smith will be leasing the building, the property from us for about a year, and for her studio and gallery. And she'd like to install a sign on the existing ground sign from the former Santander Bank, and she'd like one sign on each side. It's a two-faced sign as it is, and the sign will be 85.5 inches by 29 inches. And the sign, the background will be gray, and I have to apologize. I thought that gray paint chip was being dropped off a couple of weeks ago for the commission, and I found out today that it had not been, so we submitted them this morning. So I understand that you probably don't have it. It's a gray owl, Benjamin Moore color, and it's a medium gray background. So hopefully you will have those chips in your file shortly. And then the Odin K. Smith, as you see on the sign, will be in black. Artist, studio, and gallery will be in white.
Okay, yeah, I looked that up. I clicked on the link. I saw the gray, the olive gray.
Okay.
Sam, did the sign permit?
Good point. The applicant, the proposed, the sign coordinator has opined that the proposed sign complies with the sign bylaw.
Okay. Sue, outside of the lettering, is there anything new on this sign? Is
No.
it an original sign that this?
It will be an applied board just to the existing base, but the existing base is not changing. It's white. You can see the structure. It's
Right.
in place now, and she was just going to fit her sign to match the configuration dimensions of the existing base.
Okay, and there's no extra lighting or anything going in?
No lighting.
Okay, very good. All right, let's find out what the commission has to say about it. Darcy?
So there's a sign up now. Is that a temporary sign or is that the sign that she wants?
I have not, and I have to admit, I work remotely, so I have not been by the site to know.
Okay.
So does it look similar to what you're seeing here?
Yeah, very similar, except the artist studio and gallery looks a little yellow and not white. So it's
Okay.
definitely white. Okay.
Yes, it's definitely white, and I will check on that.
Okay. All right. No, looks great. Thank you.
All righty, thanks.
Sam? Driver?
I think it's a great idea to use the basic sign that's there. We approved it before. It has a great look, and I rather like the gold lettering, but it's not gold, it's white. Isn't that right? It's white, right?
Okay.
Sue?
As far as I know, and if I am incorrect, I will come back and correct that. But my understanding is, from everything that I've seen, it's supposed to be white.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Doug Bratton?
Yeah, I saw the sign. I think a temporary sign was installed. I think it was down today, actually, when I drove by, but I like the way it's presented, and I have no problem with it.
Okay, Steve DuBois?
Sign is fine. I have no other questions.
Okay, I think it's great as well. I thought the color presented itself on screen anyway very well, the gray, the olive gray. All right. So, do we have a motion?
Under signs, application 21-031, Odin K. Smith, care of Eastwood Companies, application to install a ground sign located at 895 Main Street as presented.
Darcy Sequin will second the motion.
Okay, a motion was made and seconded. A chance for further comments amongst the commission members. Darcy Sequin,
I have no further questions.
Sam Strybert,
No further questions.
Doug Bratton,
Doug Ratton, no further questions?
Steve DuBois,
I have no further questions.
nor does Dan Silver. Very good. Ready to vote, folks? All right, Darcy Sequin,
Darcy Sequin in favor.
Sam Strybert,
Sam Stryver approves.
Doug Bratton,
Doug Ratton in favor?
Steve DuBois,
Steve DeBoer approves.
Dan Sullivan approves as well. Thank you, folks. Thank you. Good luck. Thank you, Sue.
Thank
Sue.
you. Have a good evening.
You
You
too.
as well. Take care. All right,
The next,
Sam, where are we?
the next application is is a modification, 21-029, Doug Whitla and Ann Humphrey. Application to modify the certificate of appropriateness to change the exterior door and shutter color on the side of the structure located at 63 Old Harper Road.
All right, Sarah, do we have anybody here yet? Oh, no, we do. We have Ann, don't we?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Here's our plan.
So what's up?
We came before this board months ago to get the plan approved, which we did, and we zoning and and the only change that we're requesting is at the time it went through your committee, we thought that the doors and the exterior doors and shutters would be polo blue, which is a Benmore color that you approved. All we're asking is that I have decided to change, or I would like to change the exterior paint color on just the exterior doors and shutters to a Benmore color called Black Forest Green from their historic paint collection.
Ooh. It's almost a Nantucket green, isn't it?
Well, yes, it's a very traditional. I was
Yeah,
thinking
that was a hint, Nantucket green,
Yeah, I was
Alrighty.
thinking outside the box a little with the blue polo blue, and I've now decided I'd rather go more traditional. The trim will still be, of course, all the cedar shakes, cedar shingles, and the trim will be white, but just changing the shutter and door color.
All righty.
And
Very
I
good.
think I dropped off samples of the color. Hopefully you all get a chance to see.
All righty. Steve, I'm going to start off with you this time.
Hey, no, I have no further questions. I think it'll look nice. Nice contrast.
Okay, Doug Grattan.
Doug Grattan, I like the color change also. I think it's very classy looking.
Okay, Sam Strivert.
Well, this is like navy blue, and of course it's black to me.
Okay, Darcy Sequin.
Maybe if it was a bigger expanse, it would turn out to be, the green would come out. And I suppose in some lights, the green will come out. And it wouldn't be an historic color unless it was the green. So I approve on that basis.
All righty. Darcy?
Darcy Sequin's fine with it. Thank you.
Yeah, Dan Silver's fine with it too. I think it's more classical than the, classic than the blue was. So I'm very happy about it. All righty.
Great, thank you.
Do we have a motion?
Doug Grattan will make a motion on modification for 21-029, Doug Whitla and Ann Humphrey, application to modify the certificate of appropriateness to change the exterior door and shutter color on the side of the structure located at 63 Old Harbor Road as presented.
Darcy Sequin seconds the motion.
All right, we have a motion made and it has been seconded. So last chance for comments. Let's see. Steve?
I have no further questions.
Doug Grattan?
Doug Grattan has no further questions.
All right, Sam Strivert?
Sam Strivert has no further questions.
Darcy Sequin?
Darcy Sequin, no further questions.
Nor does Dan Silver have any further questions. All right, going right on to voting. Steve?
I will vote to approve.
All right, Doug Grattan?
Doug Grattan approves.
Sam Strivert?
Sam Strivert approves.
Darcy Sequin?
Darcy Sequin approves.
And Dan Silver approves as well. Very good, thank you. I think that was a nice change.
Thank you very much.
You bet. All right, Sam.
We have an administrative approval exemption. 21 dash, wait a minute, I'm skipping, sorry. Pre-application conference. A-Lon Z.
Actually, I think we have one prior to that, Sam. We have the church.
Addition, alteration, and rushing things, I guess. 21 dash.
That's all right.
St. Christopher's Church, care of My Generation Energy, application to install solar panels on the structure located at 625 Main Street. Sorry.
All right, we got a familiar face here. How you doing?
Thanks, everybody, for having us. I appreciate it. St. Christopher's would like to add 35 panels to the west corner of the upper roof. You can see it there behind the existing array. We've taken some photos from Main Street, from directly across Main Street. It is visible when the trees are defoliated, but for much of the year, you won't be able to see it at all from the street. Those pictures on that first page, I apologize, were taken before the existing panels went up, so that might look a little odd. But on the first set of photos on page 1, there are panels there currently. We're using the same make and model, an all black panel from Solaria.
Okay, let's see what the commission members have to say about it. I think we're quite familiar with this at this point. Steve, Du Bois?
No, I have no questions.
Okay, Doug Grattan?
I have no questions.
All right, Sam Schreiber?
Yes, I'm sort of wondering why the bottom row, or is that, I can't really tell. This is on the main church itself. Isn't that correct? Those 35?
The bottom row of the 35 or the 35 all?
No, the doesn't line up with the top 2 rows. Why not?
There's a small step in the way the roof line goes, so that it's kicked in that way. We were trying to center on the upper 2 rows, so there's about a half a panel's width on the east end of the array.
And what you don't understand why.
We just, because if there are fewer panels there, we're trying to center it. That was what our intent was.
No. I mean, the other one you did, everything all lines up except for over by the where it meets the existing building, which is a crazy way of doing it, I guess. But I don't understand. Is there something on the roof that's kicking them over half a panel?
There's actually fewer panels in that lower row, and there is a step in on the roof on the west side. So I've got to count, but I think there's 2 less panels in that lower row, or 1 less than the other rows.
1 less.
Yeah.
3 times 12 is 36.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what is it that kicks? Is it part of the trim, or is it?
It's just a very small step in on that back roof there. So
what is the step? What is it? Is it a piece of trim, or is it a pipe, or is it something like that? You're telling me what it is. I can see what you're proposing. I just want to know why.
I'm having a hard time. Can you get down to page? Let me open it up here. There's a closer photo.
If you're trying to explain what you're doing, I understand what you're doing. I can see it. I'm just asking you, is there something on the existing roof that won't let you put in the 36th panel?
The 35 panels was what we designed to meet the demand of the church. So 36. Yep.
So they don't want
the 35 number is very intentional.
So they want to fork over for the 36th panel, which will give them a little more electricity and give them a looking arrangement.
I'm sure that it was simply a design. So what we were telling them, what we have told them, is that we could meet the demand that the existing array does not meet with 35 of these modules. So that's if the board would like to see the 36th panel, my sense is that St. Christopher's would very happily add that.
Well, I think it sort of begs the question. It looks neater. I mean, it looks neater that there would be, everything would line up and go away, and there wouldn't be something that would attract your eye as a misalignment. It looks out of alignment.
Sure.
I'm not trying to spend the church's money, but I'm just saying I think it would look better.
I hear exactly what you're saying. They're obviously 120 odd panels in at this point, 130 panels in nearly. So one panel is small, considering.
All right. You.
All right, Sam?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, Darcy?
Darcy Sequin is fine with it. I don't think you're gonna see any difference from the road. You're gonna have to really stare at it to see that there's a panel. And there is a jog in the roof too, I think. So I'm fine with it. That's it.
Okay. All righty, let's see, we'll ask for a motion.
Doug Grant will make a motion to the addition and alteration 21-030 St. Christopher's Church, care of My Generation Energy. Application to install solar panels on the structure located at 625 Main Street as presented.
Darcy Sequin will second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion made and seconded. Chance for last comments and questions. So, Steve DuBois,
I have no further questions.
okay, Doug Grattan,
Doug Grattan has no further questions.
Sam Stryber.
I would like to frame the motion to reflect 36 panels.
Okay, then what we need to do is amend the motion.
No, we haven't made a motion yet, but that would be my particular concern right at the moment.
Dan?
Okay, Sam, if you want to make, I'm sorry, Sarah, is that you?
No, that was Darcy. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think we're gonna see it. I don't think it's gonna show. Unless you're droning or airplane or. I don't think it's necessary to make the church do another one.
Well, that's a fair comment, and I'm just looking to see this documentation. You would see it with the parking lot. Doesn't show here. If you had a picture from the parking lot, I think you'd see it. Okay, well, let's see how Doug frames the motion and
All right, so that leaves me. I do have a question for the gentleman installing these. Do you normally determine the number of panels that would be required? Do you only use the number of panels that would be required to come out? Or not that you don't use the number of panels that will fit?
It all depends on the site. In this case, because there's so much room, we're projecting that the 35 panels will meet their demand, and that was the want of the church. So specifically to this case, the 35 panels, like I said, just because that's what they need to match what their annual demand is.
Right, so do they have enough? Do they have enough room for 40 panels?
There's all kinds of room up there. The 40 panels would be excess, would be creating more electricity than they need.
Okay, you've answered my question. Thank you very much. All righty, let's go on to vote. All right, let's see. Steve DuBois,
I'll vote to approve, but were we gonna have a second motion, or is that it?
I think Sam said, agreed that it wasn't necessary.
Okay, then I vote to approve.
Okay, Doug Bratton,
Doug Bratton approves.
Darcy Sequin,
Darcy Sequin approves.
Sam Stryver,
Sam Stryver approves.
and Dan Silver approves as well. Thank you very much, folks. Good.
Thank you all. Have a good one.
Thank you. All right, Sam. So now we're
Okay,
at
The next-
pre-application conference.
Yes, pre-application conference. A. Lon Z, care of Patrice Clark. Pre-application conference to discuss the installation of a wall sign on the structure located at 645 Main Street.
So
All
the
right, and
potential applicant is not with us. But I think it would be beneficial since she'll be able to watch the recording for the board to provide feedback. She is looking to hopefully install the same sign that had been put up last year. So if the commission would like, providing feedback to her would be beneficial to the applicant.
very good. Can we see the sign?
Ah,
Oh, yes. All righty. I thought you got a lot of feedback on this already. Is this a new one, Sarah?
This is the proposal that she will be going with. She has not made her formal application as of yet because she wanted to hear what the commission had to say about the sign prior to applying.
All righty. And for the applicant's information is that any comments made by the commission are not binding. So we're free to make any comment you want and you're not held to them. So anyways. All right, Steve, do you want to, I don't know if you saw this sign before.
All right, yeah, I remember this last summer. I wasn't too crazy about it then, and if that's the sign that's going to go back up, it hasn't changed my mind. It's inconsistent with the other signs that are there. I think that some work can be done to come up with a better sign.
Okay, I think the location is where other signs are. Am I wrong, Sarah? Any members want to?
That is correct. The other signs for this building are all mounted to that board. There are no
Fascia.
roof stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, okay. Very good, thank you. All righty. Doug Grattan?
Doug Bratton. Sarah, I can't see, and it might be me, that, the sign, did you just put a picture up of it?
I did, yes.
Okay, I can't see it. I'm sure it's me. But I recall that sign, and I didn't, in my opinion, it didn't fit at all dimensionally in the space there where it was hung prior. And I wasn't a fan of the style of letters, but I think the size and fit is more important than that. So that would be my comment.
All right, Sarah, do we know anything about the size at this time? Did you bother to figure out a legal size?
Yes. So the sign that had been placed up there is 24 inches by 60 inches. And no
Yeah.
lighting had been proposed. So that's what we had for a size, is 24 by 60.
and that complies.
It would, yes, because in the GB1 zone, it's 10% of the building face.
Okay.
Very good. All right, so it's got that going for it. All right, Sam?
My question is, did we approve this last year?
You did not.
No.
The sign had been placed, had been put up, and after a few complaints at our department, we contacted the business owner to let her know that the sign needed to be removed until she was able to get approval from the H.B.D.C.
Okay, well, I think if what kind of sign we would naturally approve is somewhat more formal and is also configured to fit with the architecture, then this sign should not be approved. And I would be against it. Exactly how, I love the fact that there's a, there's a, it's a pun in a way, and it's interesting, and we have approved whimsical signs in the past, so the formality issue is although a standard, sometimes is waived. Now, in this case, I'm not sure how they would fit it into the architecture, but it could be put in such a way to be hung from the arch at a lower height, and maybe a more formal letter form with a serif would even make the sign even funnier as a humorous sign. So those are my thoughts.
Okay, Sam. Darcy?
I'm going to agree with the other commissioners that I think it's inconsistent with what is there. The others have complied with the historic building, and I don't think this complies at all as far as the color or the font. That's it.
Okay, yeah, I would, do you have any suggestion for her to help her out with this situation?
I think she's got to tone down the blue a little bit and come up with a different font. Maybe.
Okay. All right, very good. Yeah, I think if she just started off with a different background shape, to match the others, which I believe are quarterboards, are they not? Quarterboard, traditional quarterboard signs?
Yeah, I think so. I think they're similar to that, yes.
I think if
so
she's
I think
going to,
that would help a lot.
Deanne, if she's going to come before us, I might suggest that she brings us a couple of different styles.
Yeah, I agree. I think that is quite stark. I definitely catches your attention, but whether it's appropriate, I don't believe it's appropriate for the building. So
I'll tell you, I've had several complaints about it. People have come to me about it. So
yeah. Yeah, like I said, if you just start with if the background was just the same shape as the others, that would be a good start, and then you can start working on the font. So, I mean, I think she has a right to call the shop what she wants to call it, but I think the name has to fit in there a little bit better than what it is right now. So, anyways,
yeah,
very good. All right, Sarah, I think that's all we're going to get out of the commission this evening. I hope there's something to pass along to the applicant.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, Sam, where does that leave us? That leaves us now with the administrative approval.
Yeah, administrative approval exemption 21-032 Chatham Orpheum Theater Incorporated, care of Cape Associates Incorporated. Application to remove the trim, stucco, and framing in like kind, all colors and materials to match existing on the structure located at 637 Main Street. Boy, this sounds serious.
Yeah, I think something happened, Sam. They didn't get enough flashing back in there, and all the water ran down into that overhang, and it rotted out. So.
Oh no.
Yes, there are. Yeah. So Sam, there are several photos. They took all existing photos so that way you could see.
Yeah.
There was some rot and damage associated with this. It did, as Dan said, get back behind, and they need to reframe all of it.
Oh,
But they will be replacing everything in like kind. It's different because we don't have a lot of stucco buildings.
right.
So it's sort of like their siding, but they will be doing the same exact coloring as what currently exists. So
Right, this whole building had been approved by us before, so this is just a repair.
Just following up a little bit about where the damage is it mostly on the canopy and not on the vertical top? Or is it all over, coming from the very top down through? They're going to have to remove the stucco on the face?
yes, they have to
Yeah.
remove this area.
Oh,
And I believe they may need to do a little bit of reframing in here as well,
nice.
because it got down behind and now this is starting to rot out.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's only isolated to one corner like that, I can see it shouldn't be any difficulty doing it.
And they did provide us with an extremely detailed quote of all the work they would be doing.
Yeah,
So it's 5 pages long, explaining, every single material that would be used and all of that.
Well, that
so
was nice of them. That was nice.
we did get a
I usually
very
don't get that
complete
kind of detail.
administrative approval application.
Yeah, hi,
All right,
Dan,
do
this
we have
is
a motion?
Steve. Well, is there a time frame for when they're going to be doing this? Because this could be a disruption to Main Street.
Well, if you hang on for 1 second and let me stop sharing my screen, I can look and see. I believe they may have actually already had their permit issued.
Oh,
So give me 1 moment.
just out of curiosity. I mean, I know it has to be done. That's not a question of approving or disapproving. I'm just curious.
Steve, they'll also have to meet all safety requirements too, so there'll be
Yeah.
scaffolding and everything else, so.
Yeah, it's a big job.
Their permit is currently in final building review. So I imagine that could potentially be issued this week.
Okay.
Well, that's better than July.
Get started. Yeah.
Well, good for them. Yeah.
just because they issue the permit doesn't necessarily mean they'll start
No.
construction.
No.
They have to mobilize a little bit, get the safety things up.
Yeah.
Well,
They got the whole building done before, so I have all the confidence in the world on,
Yeah.
They'll just pay a little more attention to the flashing this time.
Yeah.
All righty then.
And
Do
this
we
one
have
had
any
been
further-
Darcy and Dan that had approved. So I just need a motion for ratification.
For what, 388 Main Street?
No, for the Orpheum Theater, 637 Main Street.
Okay,
Grant will make a motion for administrative approval / exemption for application 21032 Chatham Orpheum Theater, Inc., care of Cape Associates, Inc. Application to remove, replace trim, stucco, and framing in like kind of colors, materials, and matching existing on the structure located at 637 Main Street as presented.
Darcy Sequin seconds the motion.
All right, the motion has been made and seconded. I'm going to forego any further comments or questions. I don't think anybody has any. If I'm wrong, please speak up at this time. Identify yourself. No? All right, then we'll go through voting. Darcy,
Darcy Sequin approves.
Sam Stryber,
Sam Stryber approves.
Doug Grattan,
Doug Ratton approves.
Steve DuBois,
Steve DeBoer approves.
and Dan Silver approves as well. Well, thank you, folks. That was wonderful. Sarah, thank you for jumping in and filling out the blanks there, blank spaces.
No problem. I will tell you our next meeting, I believe we have around 10 applications.
Oh. So Sarah, what happens to 388 Main Street, the re-shingling and everything.
Yeah, that'll be on for ratification at our next hearing on May 5th.
Okay,
So you have approved of it?
yes,
Um,
I sent an email.
Yes, thank you. As well as the village market, the fixing of the bricks will be
Yeah.
done at our next meeting.
Okay,
Oh, that's right too, yeah. Jeez. All right, folks. Sarah, I'll get an email out to you as soon as the meeting's over.
Thank you very much.
All right, folks. I haven't got anything further, so is there a motion?
Doug Grant will make a motion to adjourn.
Darcy Sequin will second the motion.
Okay, motion is made and seconded. Steve DeVoy,
I'll vote to adjourn.
Doug Grattan,
Doug Grant in favor.
okay, Sam Stryber,
Sam Stryber approves.
Darcy Sequin,
Darcy Sequin in favor.
Dan Silver's in favor as well. Thank you so much, folks. Wonderful job again. All
We
right, I
are
wanna thank the
officially
staff,
adjourned at
video staff.
5:21 p.m.
Okay.